This is Strumpet from Snap Post Vlog, and today I have on my little black apron with its pearls, which I love. I got that at Bed Bath & Beyond, by the way, in case you're looking for it. Okay, today I'm going to show you how I make lasagna and spaghetti sauce, like spaghetti bolognese sauce, I guess, at the same time. I make quite a lot. Each of my family only eats like one little square of lasagna for dinner with some salad. So that makes with this recipe, quite a lot of extra lasagna portions, which are so handy to freeze individually in a little Tupperware container. And I'll show you that at the end, because I didn't bring it out right now, or possibly in the next step. And I also make enough to save a couple of portions of sauce that I would just heat up in a microwave container and boil some pasta with, spaghetti or penne or whatever, and it's dinner. So, especially with teenage boys in the house who get really hungry often, it's working really great for me. I'm going to go through my recipe, which is sort of still evolving. It's based off of mylasagnerecipe.com. I do tweak it slightly, not that much, but a little bit. So, yeah, please step into my kitchen. Okay, so here I am in the kitchen. I'm going to show you what the ingredients are, and then I'll show you how I prep them before I even start, and then I'll start cooking the sauce. Now, these are the ingredients for just one batch of the sauce, which will make me my lasagna. Then when I put the lasagna in the oven, I do this all over again, put it in the pot again, and make the one I'll save up for spaghetti bolognese. So let me just show you the pot that I use to cook this in. It doesn't have to be a Le Creuset, but I use a big Dutch oven. This one, which I find heats things really evenly, and you can leave it on the stove, you know, for a long time to simmer. Because it's now 12:30, I expect to have this finished, sort of put together by 1:15, and then it'll simmer until 3, probably, yeah, like really low. And then, because I'm gonna go get my nails done, and then I'll come back and, you know, assemble the lasagna at like 4. Or yeah, 4:30, so we'll eat at 6. So that's sort of the time frame that you're looking at, because the longer you leave it simmering and the longer you leave it to sort of settle, the better. So again, this is based off of mylasagnerecipe.com, but it's not exactly the same. For example, he does not mention pancetta. Pancetta is the Italian bacon. It's not smoked, so it doesn't have that smoky taste, but it adds a little extra sort of saltiness and a little bit of extra fattiness. So this is 4 ounces worth of pancetta. That's going to go chopped up and put in. 1 pound of mild or sweet Italian sausage. 1 pound of ground beef. I use organic ground beef. I just find that it has less preservatives and just really tastes better. And this is actually more than a pound. It's 1.34 pounds. It's 21 ounces, which is more than half a kilo. Okay, so this is 85% lean, 15% fat. A lot of fat is good. Don't go too lean with your ground beef stuff. Seriously, it doesn't taste as nice. 2 onions. I might not use quite 2, but you should have 2 on hand. Now, this is one place where the recipe, I think, is cooked, because it says 2 cloves of garlic. I will probably use 4 to 6 per, cloves is the 1 clove per batch. We like garlic. You're gonna need a 28-ounce can of crushed tomatoes. And I will put the recipe down below. You're gonna need a 12-ounce can of tomato paste. I don't care what brand you get. This guy says Contadina. I get Contadina if they have it. If they don't, I get whatever, and I've never noticed a difference. And 2 8-ounce cans And I do mean 2 8-ounce cans, because the bigger size can is a 15-ounce can. So you want actually 16 ounces of sauce, tomato sauce. So that's your 3 different kind of tomato stuff going in. I'm sure if you're a real gourmet cook, you would, you know, do the tomatoes yourself or whatever. You're gonna need salt and pepper. You're gonna need some Italian seasoning. Out of fresh herbs, you're gonna need, what are you saying? I say basil, but I think you say basil. You guys say basil in America. So fresh basil. This is all that was around today. I prefer to get a big giant bunch, you know, of fresh, lovely growing basil. But sometimes that's just not around here in Colorado. And flat-leafed Italian parsley. See, it's flat-leafed parsley, not the big bushy kind, because the big bushy kind has a really sharp taste, I find. Fennel seeds, you can get them in a jar or in your bulk section. Ground nutmeg, I grind my own, but I'm sure you can get it ready ground. And sugar. And that's what you're gonna need. So I'm gonna prepare this and then show you how I prepare it before I even start cooking. Okay, I'll be back. Okay, so I've just realized actually that I'm gonna actually record me doing all this, but I'm gonna speed it up, I think. And I'm just gonna show you one of these Tupperware things that I found, and I'll show you why I like them so much. So this is the Tupperware. It's called freezer to microwave or something of that nature. I will put the link down below. But the reason I like it is because it's freezer proof and microwave proof. And it fits, you know, a slice of lasagna for my kids perfectly. You just seal it in there, put it in the freezer, and then when you take this out, it can go straight in the microwave. Defrost first, then heat. And I just really like the simpleness of it, that I don't have to switch containers, and yeah. Yeah, I just really like them. And then for the sauce, I actually freeze it in same kind of principle, but it's a deeper container. Okay. So normally, when I'm doing this, I would have music on, but I'm terrified of copyright violations, so we're not going to do that. So first thing, I've opened the meat packets, make things easier. Where have I put? Huh. Okay, so probably at this point I'm going to stop talking because you're probably going to be watching this speed it up, I'm pretty sure. A slotted wooden spoon and something to hold my pan with, actually. You know, heat protection. So, okay, I use a slotted wooden spoon, and I start with the bacon to get the grease of the bacon all nice and good in there. See if you can get a better view. Yeah, I think you can see pretty well in there now. Okay. High heat. You're browning here. What I like about these Dutch ovens, this is cast iron inside the enamel, so it has a really, really nice and even heat distribution. Turn it down like to 8. I don't want to burn it. So it just has really, really nice, even heat distribution. And then I'm going to throw in my onions and garlic into sort of the fat. So I have about 1.5 cups of onion, and I don't know how many cloves of garlic, 4, 5, 4 maybe, in here. Enough. So I'm going to throw that in here to cook with the pancetta. It turns out I only had 1 packet of pancetta, so this batch is going to have just half of that packet of pancetta that I showed you because I don't want to go out to the store and get more. And I'm just actually going to add just a teeny tiny bit of olive oil into that to help soften up the onion nicely. Not much, just a teeny tiny bit. Because there's a lot of fat from the pancetta. I just want a nice sort of golden color for my onion. Not browning it at all, just making it a little softer before I add the rest of the meat. I don't know what my cats are doing. I wish you could smell this. So just adding a little bit of translucency to the onion. Getting a little bit of translucency to the onion. That light's really bright. I hope I'm not totally washed out. It's my window, it's not, you know, anything else. So the onion's just starting to look a little bit more translucent. Just shiny, you know, not shiny and glistening, not browning at all. My ground beef. And the sausage. And break that up and brown it. And you can see, even with like a nice big pot like this, I really do need to do it in 2 batches. You'll see, especially once the tomato stuff goes in. You really don't want to crowd out your pan too much because you want to have room to work with it, play it, and work it around a little. You can probably see I have everything here ready for the second batch and the stuff that I just put in the fridge. Before I leave now, I'm going to show you and put this, I can do it now while this is browning, put this in the fridge. It's nice and defrosted now, so I don't need to keep it out. But I make that for the second batch, you know, while the lasagna's in the oven, I put that together. So it's a full day of cooking, but I mean, then I have enough for 2 spaghetti meals at least in the freezer, and enough for the boys to eat something that they make themselves, at least 2 days. There should be at least 4 slices of lasagna to freeze. Probably 6, I think, after. It depends how much we eat tonight, really. But so it might be a day of cooking, but you know, it saves me at least 2, 3, 4 days of having to cook dinner. Well, 2 for us, possibly 3, and 2 for the boys for sure if we go out for dinner, me and my husband or something. All right. Still got a little bit of pink, but I'm relatively happy. And you can see, even with 85% lean and 15% fat left in there, it's not really that greasy looking, really. Not really, I don't think. Did I just ruin your view? There. Okay. So then all your tomato stuff goes in. Your sauce. And I put the amounts down below, of course, and I think I told you them earlier. Sauce. Paste is always a little trickier. So I get a little, that's too thick, spatula for the paste. And the crushed tomatoes. And mix that all nice in together. See, that's already bubbling away nicely because this pot really holds its heat really well. It's expensive though. I mean, if you don't have one, I would save for one. They're really, really, really good. Delicious. And then, here I have the basil, Italian seasonings, which I guess has oregano and stuff in it, and the fennel seed, and the sugar is in here. Oops. Turn that down, obviously. And then I like to put in just a little bit of fresh nutmeg. I take a fresh nutmeg thing, a nutmeg, I guess this is a nutmeg nut, I don't know. I use one of these tiny little graters. I'll just keep that out for the next one. And then it's about a teaspoon of freshly ground pepper for seasoning, and about the same of salt. Make sure the flavors come out. And then, of course, the peppery, sharp goodness of the flat leaf Italian parsley. Turn down a little much. And fold that in. And then I'm going to stick the lid on, and I'm going to come back. I'm going to leave in 5 to 10 minutes, hopefully. And I'm going to come back and stir it again before I go, and turn it down low and leave that while I'm gone. So there you go. Okay, I will come back when I'm ready to show you the finished thing. I'm just going to stir it a little. It's already boiling quite a bit, so I'm going to turn it down to like 3 now, and turn it down to 1 before I go. Okay. Hi, I'm back. Okay, didn't get my fingernails done actually because my nail girl's son got sick, so I just got my toes done. So I had time to stop by the wine shop because if you're gonna take the time to make awesome lasagna, you need to take the time to have a nice wine too. So I've picked up a Barolo, and the first thing that I need to do is, first of all, let me show you that the first thing I did when I came home was I turned off the heat on the meat. Oh my God, it looks so good. Okay, and I fed the cats. Otherwise, you know, that would be a bit of a disaster. And then I'm gonna stick this here, hopefully. Okay, I want one of those gorilla ones that Alachia has. Okay, so what I bought was the Rivetto Barolo Serralunga. It's 2006. And because it's a really, really nice wine, I am going to decant it now. It's now 4:20 p.m. Dinner's going to be at 6, hopefully. Here I am. Get down a little. I should have used my actual tripod, shouldn't I? Okay. So, because why make an awesome lasagna, spend all day cooking, and have it with a crap wine? That's what I say. But, you know, if you're not a wine lover or whatever, then don't spend the money on this. Barolos are amazing wines. I'm just now discovering them. So you can see this decanting in here now. I got this decanter from my husband once a long time ago. See that lovely ruby brick red color on that? That means it's nice and aged. It needs a little bit of time in the decanter to open up, as we say. There it is. Okay. What we need to do next is I'm going to set the oven to 350 degrees. Start. Oven light. Okay. And then I'm going to get out this new fangled thing that I bought. If you watched my Made in the USA with 5 for 5 with Alachia, you'll see that I bought this Baker's Edge lasagna pan. And I actually have a spatula that goes with this. I have, of course, misplaced that right this second. Here it is. So it's the spatula actually fits right in the pan, which is nice. Okay, so that's the pan I'm going to be using. And then I have lasagna in here. And it needs to soak for 15 minutes in warm water before I use it. So I'm going to soak that now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get apron, and then I'm going to get a tray to soak my lasagna in. Pour hot water in this. So that's just full of hot water. So I'm going to put that sort of to the side, and then I'm going to place my lasagna sheets in here. That's going to be too wide. It's going to irritate me. Okay, so this lasagna pan is totally useless because, and I'll show you why. That's why. They won't fit. So that's going to annoy me to no end. So, so much for that. That is now a brownie pan. Talk about learning on the fly. Okay, so we're going to use my regular pan instead. And I'm going to cook 2 separate ones. Let's see how much there is. Okay, so we're going to soak these. Usually I use half a packet for one. So I'm going to soak 1, 2. That's the wrong one. I tried both brands to see if it would fit. That's just like majorly irritating. I mean, seriously, what a ridiculous thing to make a lasagna pan that doesn't fit ready-made lasagna sheets. Those are soaking over by the sink because it's quite full. Now, put this away, and then we're going to make the cheese layers. Most recipes, okay, cheese layers. Most recipes call for ricotta cheese, mozzarella cheese, Parmesan, or bechamel, which bechamel would be the most authentic thing to put in, but it doesn't look like something I particularly like. I don't normally like normal, so we do it super easy. For my filling, I have 2 1-pound bags of mozzarella that I'm going to put 1 bag in. So I'm going to mix that with Parmigiano. And this is, I mean, you could stand there and grate your own Parmigiano Reggiano if you want, but it's getting baked. So Kraft will do for my family. And once again, bring out the nutmeg. And that's my son practicing piano. And 2 eggs. I'm putting the eggs in to make it sort of hold together slightly. It doesn't need to be a whole lot, just slightly. You probably don't want that in you. And actually, I think I'm going to try and make 2 trays of lasagna, so I'm going to put in 1 more. Putting rubbish in here. And half that bag of Parmesan that's left here. And then, ready? Okay, so that's the stuff soaked. So I'm not going to show you how I actually assemble the lasagna in 1 pan. I have 2 pans, but I guess you only really need to see 1. Spray it. Actually, we can do it over here so you can if I do that. Okay. One layer meat sauce. Followed my nicely soaked lasagna. See, they never fit properly. You have to sort of fiddle with them. And I tell you, they absolutely never fit the way they're supposed to. Then we're going to have a layer of cheese. This is, again, the mozzarella and Parmesan. This is the top layer, so I make it a little thinner and then I substitute with the drier mozzarella just on top. And then this is going to bake in the oven. This is going to bake in the oven in 2 stages. So it's first going to go in with foil on top for 50 minutes. After 50 minutes, you're going to turn the, you're going to take off the foil and leave it for another 50 minutes before it's done. Okay. So we cover it with foil. And, you see the oven here? Yes. Place that in there. No, it's 50 minutes total. Scratch that. It's 25. Okay, so now I've put it in the oven and I've covered it with foil. And it's 50 minutes total cook time, but 25 minutes with the foil and 25 minutes without the foil. So I put it on the total cook time here, and then I actually put my other kitchen timer on after 25 minutes so that I remember to take the foil off. So yeah, you'll see it when it's done. I'm gonna go assemble the other one. There it is, all finished. And a second one baking in there. Just took the foil off. And sauce for spaghetti or penne or whatever to go in the freezer. Cooking.